now. So now Jack McCabe is streaming live as I got to finish his graphics real fast and get him going. Well, so while I do that, I need you to do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Why I touch up on this? Could you please give your how you think the younger kids, and again, we're going to work our way into the final season like we talked about. I'm actually doing this right, Mom. I can't believe it. Well, I just got to get everything else going right. About how a kid should approach a freshman season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you touched about the speed, your experience, and she also mentioned another thing, and I'm going to give you a shout out because I love it when I get a chance to get information like this. I want to congratulate you for being the only captain on that team. That's really cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome, because there's not that many kids that do that. And she may be saying it because of your mother, but it's still a good feat, and that goes with everything your team did, everything what you did when you received that award, and then being part of the team and being the captain of that team and the only captain. Because you really don't see that much, because it takes a strong leader and a person with a strong personality that kids believe in, like they believe in you, to do that. And that's just great to hear. But as far as the freshman kids, let's elaborate a little bit more on the advice you could possibly give them.
I think just kind of go into the season, just wanted to have fun, because that's what I think football is really all about. And you shouldn't really fear anything, because that kind of was my biggest regret going into the year. I thought, I was a smaller kid, so I was kind of, scared to hit all the bigger kids. But right when you get into the season, you shouldn't really have any regrets. Don't make any mistakes, and just go in there, have a fun time, do the best you can, and whatever you make out of it, that's kind of what you're going to get. Because I think, football, when in high school sports, it's one of the best things you can participate in my opinion. You're almost like the king of the school almost if you play football.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it kind of for me, it was a good stepping stone walking into new school, because right off the bat you have a big group of guys that are all just friends. So right then and there you're getting into the high school atmosphere, and then you're just going to make your way through that.
Now, how big is the camaraderie? Some people don't understand, and you guys definitely understood because you did what you did.
Mm-hmm.
The camaraderie, as far as taking it not just off the field, well, not just on the field, but off the field to make it work, because I think that all goes together, and you know that probably better than anybody because you were in that situation. You guys did what you did. How important is that to a team?
I think, even just this year, our biggest, our key that we had basically the season was the chemistry between all the guys. We were all friends. Nobody really, no separate groups on the team, and I think that was key. Because if you have the chemistry on the team and you have everyone coming together, that's what's gonna boost camaraderie, like you said, and that's gonna
Yeah, exactly.
kind of get the wins.
Exactly. And I think that's good that we mentioned that. Now, how did you police that? Because basically, you're basically a young adult, and one reason that you were nominated that is because not only are you a great football player and athlete and student, and I'm saying this, you didn't pay me for that. I want to know that right now. Jack McCabe did not pay me to say that. Is the ability to be mature, and your mother knows that, and she probably said that to your father, probably told you that. It's a maturity factor. You probably hear it all the time, Little League. Well, that kid's not going to study. He's 9 years old, and he's not mature enough, which means he's basically not. I'm using that for a rough example, but you know what I mean. How did you make that work for being the captain?
Well, I was obviously the only listed captain on the team, but we had 22 other seniors that I think were all leaders that stepped up, and that really helped the team too. Because on the fields and off the fields, there wasn't just one captain out there. There was more 11 captains. Everyone was a leader, and that really helped out. That's what I think is the key to the team, when everyone wants to be their leader, and then everyone's trying to do their best, which that really helped us out.
Yeah. So it wasn't more that even though you had the position and you were out there for the coin flip, you had a lot of brothers out there also that had your back, and you guys had a system that was working, and you would you were out there to represent the team, but like you said, you had 11 other brothers, making it all work. Is that a fair assessment to say?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, so I got one right today. That's a good start. That's funny. So now, what about work ethic, though? If you could, again, I don't know if I touched it. If I did, please correct me, about the gym, going to the gym as a freshman, what would you be thinking, if you, again, going back in time, would you be thinking more upper body? Lower body's going to come because you're running like a nut anyway. You know that because you know they're making you do laps and stuff. What would you work? More back, more tries, more chest, more abs?
I mostly just did like a full body workout.
Full body?
Yeah.
Even as a freshman?
Yeah, even as a freshman, because most important part of your body, I think, is the legs for football.
Yeah.
If you have leg strength, you're going to move people around.
Okay. Yeah, I just thought I'd ask that. What about diet, though? What about, like, the diet? Do you have a certain diet that you wish you could have done? I mean, you filled out like, I mean, God forbid your mother's grocery bill, her and your brother, you know, but it all paid off because you're turning into the fine young man you are today. You're welcome. But you know, again, people, believe it or not, they actually, I mean, you know, Pop One, they did diet. Oh, this kid couldn't make the weight limit. Oh, my God, he has to lose so many. No parent wants to put a kid on a diet and use sports. But now you get to the high school level and you're maturing into a young man. You know, there's a possibility of a college career, which is, we'll elaborate on that a little bit more, and you can fill us all in on how that's going on. But, you know, there's you got to get on a diet to make sure you don't want to get too big, you don't want to get too strong, but there's a right way to eat. What do you suggest? No Twinkies, though, right? Twinkies are for me. I'll take the Twinkies.
I mean, I don't really watch what I eat that much.
Good. All right, because you have a good metabolism.
Yeah, like before the games on Fridays, we usually go to McDonald's. That was kind of my...
Right.
Yeah.
There's the carbs, right? There's the carbs, right? You got to burn them off anyway.
Yeah,
That good
so
metabolism.
might as well.
All right. Now, so that was fresh. So that was freshman. Sophomore, you're playing more special teams, right? And now, how did that work into what you got before you got into your junior? What do you remember about the sophomore year?
I just think just getting on the field gave me great experience, just to see the speed of a varsity football game and just the size and, you know, strength and everything that those players have. So it got me a good taste of what I'm going to work my way into, you know, in the next couple of years.
Now, didn't you go? Now, you played fullback junior, senior year. Then you went to what was your defense? Linebacker still on your junior, senior year?
Yeah.
So you were already a linebacker your sophomore year, correct?
Yes.
So you already had your feet wet.
Yeah.
Going into varsity. It's just more reps. You just needed more reps.
Yeah.
Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. I'm just trying to picture as it's all playing out, and you know, me being me, it takes a while. So if you smell the wood burn, it's not the equipment. It's probably me. 508-822-1106. If you want to call in and talk to Jack and ask him about how that great football team did and him receiving the award. We're still streaming live. We have the stream up and running, thank God. I realized what I did wrong, but I'm not going to brag about it. I will keep that a mystery for now. But if you want to call and talk to Jack, or if you watch him streaming live right up the 4 Deep Sports Talk website, it's all one word, 4 FOUR, deepsportstalk.com. Hit the schedule button, and you'll see TV past shows. I have to change that link to live shows, and you see Jack as we highlight him and his football team. Now let's dive in. I know sophomore, so you went from safety to linebacker. Do you think this is maybe an unfair question? Do you think you got slower when you put on the muscle, or do you think you stayed the same in speed from sophomore to junior year?
I think I got faster.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was just wondering, because I mean, old rule of thumb, sometimes people believe the more muscle mass you put on, which you obviously did, that sometimes there's a chance that you might take a step back.
Yeah.
Instead of running I'll throw the number out. Instead of running a 4.2, you might run a 4.5. You know what I mean? And I'm just throwing it out there. So you believe you got faster? Well, they timed.
Yeah.
Did they do PT tests?
Yeah.
Did they do that there? Okay, because one high school I actually helped out with the local Volk school here, and we used to do physical readiness tests. And so you already knew you got faster.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. So you answered my question.
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me that? I wouldn't answer that question. Oh boy, that's funny. But all right, cool. So you did get strong. You went. Now we're in the sophomore, junior. Well, we're in your junior year. What did the team finish? Do you remember your junior year?
Junior year, we made the playoffs because from my sophomore year to junior year, the MIA switched up the whole
playoff
format. Yeah.
Oh, I hate that playoff format.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What we're gonna do is I'll just elaborate real fast. What we do is when you guys start your baseball, we're gonna we do a playoff show, and we congratulate all the teams in the South Shore, who's playing what and how they're playing, how they finished. And when I look at the playoff format, I think it's wrong. I just think it's wrong. And I look, and sometimes I pick on schools, sometimes I don't pick on schools. And I'm like, some teams want to go up and some teams want to go down. And I know it goes by, you know, how many kids, male enrollment or whatever, all that other crap. But that's another story for another show.
Yeah.
But as we move along, so you're in your junior year. You guys finished. What was the record? Do you remember? I don't know if I asked
It
you
was
that.
like 6-5. We finished.
Six and 5 in the playoff. Who'd you play first?
First round we played Silver Lake.
Silver Lake.
Yeah, that was actually a really fun game because I think we were down 14 points in the fourth quarter.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and we came back. We had an onside kick too.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's
it was
so
unbelievable.
cool.
Yeah, so that was a fun game to play in.
Okay, and you guys came back, won that game.
Yeah, we won that game.
Moved on. Excuse me, to the next game. And you guys played.
We played Plymouth South, who
Yeah.
actually made it to the Super Bowl that year, but they lost to Tewksbury.
Yep.
And we were up 7-0 at halftime, actually, but we ended up losing 14-7 or something like that.
14-7. What did you learn from that game?
Personally, well, I wore short sleeves actually, and it was about 30 degrees out, so
So you got a reality check.
yeah.
All right. Now, what about the team? What do you think the team learned?
I think we learned that our biggest downfall was, coming together as a team. People kind of almost were individualized, I thought, and that, I think, was the biggest downfall that year.
That was probably the biggest downfall.
Yeah, overall.
It happens, right?
Yeah.
You're learning. You're learning, and then you learn, and then you win the Super Bowl. So now we get into this year, right? And what we'll do is we'll take on another break because I have to make sure the battery's all set. You are listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk online, watching it online, and on the radio here at 4deepsportstalk.com. Jack McCabe from Dartmouth High School. He's the 2015 Otto Graham Award winner. I'll be back with more right after this.
Good job.
Source Pumping has been in business since 1946, specializing in mainline drain cleaning, Title V inspections, tree root line removal, and camera line inspections to locate problem areas. With their fleet of trucks and warm, friendly staff and on-site helpful technicians, let us and let them take care of your business and residential needs. Call them today, toll-free, 800-464-8370 or 508-824-8370, or check them out online at sourcepumping.com. Source Pumping, simply the best in what they do.
Mama Keen's Restaurant, serving the best in Dominican and American cuisine. It's a family-oriented restaurant located at 76 Ware Street in Taunton, offering the best atmosphere with music, dancing, and dining. All around family fun. They have a function hall for birthday parties, weddings, and business events. Any occasion, we accommodate your needs. It's simply the best in town. Call today and reserve at 508-822-0391. Mama Keen's Restaurant at 76 Ware Street in Taunton. Call today for your reservations or deliveries at 508-822-0391. A taste of the Dominican Republic in Taunton. Vengan y visítenos hoy.
Hey, welcome back. You are listening and watching 4 Deep Sports Talk on the news station, 1530 AM WVBF, and online, all one word, 4deepsportstalk.com. As you see on your internet, as you are on 4 Deep Sports Talk, as you go to our live feed, you see Jack McCabe right there, right in your living room or in your parlor, depending on where you are on the internet, or on your phone. He is the 2015 Otto Graham Award winner from Dartmouth High School. He's also part of the 2015 Dartmouth Indians Super Bowl team. And the last time the Indians went, and as I go back in time, I believe it was Jordan Todman, who's now playing for the San Diego Chargers. No, I think he went to Kansas City. But Todman was one of those kids. He won the Otto Graham, and he ended up having a good career over at Connecticut, and then he got drafted, San Diego, and and all so forth and so on. So, I mean, just an inspiration like that, anything is possible. and the way you're running with the ball right now, as far as your life's going, you and your friend, you're doing outstanding. Good for you.
Thank you.
I know Mom's really proud. I can tell by the smile on her face. If you want to call in, 508-822-1106. So now I know we stopped off, and I told you I'd ramble on. I told you I was going to butcher the English language. So moving right along, let's talk. We touched a little bit about the senior year. When I would touch a little about the senior year, you guys finished what that year? Your senior year, last year. What was your record?
We were 11-2.
11-2,
Yeah.
and you lost to.
Apponequet and Bridgewater Raynham.
Well, those very two tough opponents.
Yeah.
Because Apponequet, those farm boys out there really play well, and then the bigger farm boys of Bridgewater Raynham.
Yeah.
And that's a little inside joke because we also cover them as well. And that's tough. That's tough. Two great systems. You can, and you saw that firsthand.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of tough. And you know, being a football player, the idea is to exploit. I guess I'm using the right word. Their weakness, and they're trying to exploit your weakness, and hopefully they shut down Jack McCabe and isolate Jack McCabe and work on, who your quarterback was. And the same thing with you. You're trying to isolate them, and they just went through it. I know BI went through that thing with the new quarterback and all that, and they finally got that going again. And then Apponequet runs that crazy Navy double wing, and they run it really well. And so those are very two tough teams you have to try to get down to. But now, who'd you guys play in the first round?
First game was against Nauset.
Nauset.
Yeah.
And what was the score of that game?
21-0.
21-0.
Yeah.
Now, what was your feeling? Even though, of course, from front you thinking about your junior year, obviously. Personally, what were you thinking when you after that first win?
I think it all started after the Bridgewater game, actually.
Yeah.
In the regular season. After we lost that, I told myself right then and there I was never going to lose another high school football game in my life.
Personally, you said that?
Yeah.
Did you tell your buddies that?
Yeah.
And what'd they say? I'm with you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. That is funny. So now we move on to the second game, which is who?
Dayton Rehoboth.
The Falcons, another good football program. Farm boys from the other side on Route 44, right? What was the final score of that game?
I think we won, like 30-something to maybe 7.
We'll just say 30-something,
Yeah.
7-something.
Yeah.
So you beat now. All right, now you have your second one under your belt. And what was your personal feelings there?
I thought, the next game was going to be a really tough one because it was against Somerset, third game we played. That was the Southeast Finals.
Yeah.
And they run the same offense as Apponequet.
Oh boy, they run that.
So we knew we had to, step it up that week and get prepared and do something different opposed to what we did during the Apponequet game.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course, because different players stick out in different positions. Just like you guys got prepared for every team's different. They have their strengths and their weaknesses. The best way to say it. You just had to exploit them. And how did you guys do that?
I think we took the Apponequet game as, a learning experience against that type of offense. And I think really if we didn't lose that game against Apponequet, who knows if what we would have done differently against Somerset. Maybe took the same approach, and I think that might have maybe even screwed up the whole season. But I think we went in there knowing that we had to do something different, so we even added another linebacker. So we did 3 middle linebackers.
Oh, you like a 5-3 or a 4-3?
Yeah, we ran a 5-3 actually.
Oh, good. So you went back to a basic 5-3, put them all in a box.
Yep.
And then if they get through that, you still have to meet my 3 linebackers.
Yeah.
All right. So
So-
there you go.
Yeah, and so I think that really, changing up the defense, give props to our defensive coordinator, Coach Martin, who really stepped it up, throughout the entire season. Because I think our defense was the key to the entire year. I think we only let up like three or four touchdowns in the whole entire playoffs.
Well, now I forgot to ask you. I know when you went to 5-3, were you inside? Were you left, right, middle?
I was middle linebacker.
So you were the Mike?
Yeah.
Oh, you were the Mike. Okay. Then you had the Whiskey and the Sam on the other side. How about stunts? Were you guys being safe? Were you guys playing more like a prevent defense to try to really control the line of scrimmage?
We did a lot of middle blitzes, and then we did.
Was it on a delay, or was it just straight up go?
Yeah, we just straight up go.
Okay. Because sometimes you'll do a delay and you read, and then you'll wait for sometimes your lineman will open up a hole, and then you get a chance to just run right in there. I mean, you know this better than me. God knows how the terminology and everything's changed through the years. You know, how about, let's step back in that not the Nauset game. What was the game before that again? I'm sorry.
Then Rehoboth.
Did you guys do that with DR too? Were you more conservative, or were you more? I mean, how did you? Because I'm a defensive coach. I love defense.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just curious. Now he's got me thinking, Mom. That's pretty hard to do. How did you guys look at that side?
We knew they were a running team, but we felt, you know, they were going to try to throw because they knew our run defense was our key, you know. So
Yep.
trying to expose like a secondary, that's what they kind of tried to do. So they threw the ball more than we thought they would.
Right.
Coming into the game, but you know, our front seven was really what kind of held our own in the whole entire defense, just stopping the run game, and that was kind of, so if we cut them off their run game, we knew their pass game wasn't that good, so that really helped us win that game right there.
And you could see it fold out, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're watching the game, you're
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I think
Yeah.
the coach didn't know what he was talking about.
Yeah.
Right, and then that gets your confidence up, and then you can start stunting a little bit different. What did they take advantage of you? How did they take advantage of you, you think?
They trapped us a lot.
Did they?
Yeah, during the second half of that game, right off the bat, they moved the ball downfield. I think they scored right then and there. That was kind of, we didn't really expect that, and that kind of caught us off guard.
Right.
That trap on our defensive tackle. So,
Or you can tell me the truth. How many times did they trap? How many times did they chop block?
Oh,
Did they
they-
chop? They chopped hard, didn't they?
yeah,
Between the lines, you
they might
couldn't
have did
see
it like 6 times in a
Yeah,
row.
you
That same
couldn't-
exact play.
Right, you couldn't see it because you got one judge behind you. He's trying to watch 10 guys, 11 guys, not including you guys, because you're probably all in a box anyway, right? And you can see, and yell, I'm like, oh my God, he just chopped my guy.
Yeah.
Right? So that must get aggravating a little bit. You know what I mean? Then you talk your little smack between us lines, and like, hey, I'm going to get you. No, I'm going to get you. You shot my friend. You know what I mean? So you try to intimidate each other like that. I mean, it sounds funny, but when you're in the heat of the combat of the moment, you know, you're out for blood, right? I mean, that's a fair way to say it. So I was curious in the chop block. I thought about that when you said the trap. I said, I wonder if they chop blocked them.
Yeah.
No, so they were they? So was it near the end? Were they being dirty near the end of the game? In your opinion, your personal opinion, game's over. Don't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think when we were up, 30 some odd to 7, they kind of really, I think that kind of really shuts them up about their smack talk.
Right.
When you're up by that much.
Chop blocking one away.
Yeah, they're not going to say anything after that. Yeah.
So the chop blocking one away,
Yeah.
all that. They realized it wasn't working, and they tried to hide in the trap. And from being 11-1, that God knows, even the weaker teams try to probably do that on you. But then, probably being younger and slower is probably the safest, cleanest way to say it. And again, I don't mean, I'm just saying this not to insult any other schools, but it gives you a better chance to read.
Yeah.
Right? Do you consider yourself a better reader in the linebacker position or coverage guy? Do you have zone or do you have man coverage? That's what,
We do like hook to curl.
hook to
yeah.
curl. So you have straight back and you
Yeah.
hook to curl. Oh, that's cool. So then so it's like more like a zone, a
Yeah.
flat area. You have a flat area to read. That's cool. So coaches keep it pretty basic.
Yeah.
They don't make it
No,
crazy.
we don't try to compromise things.
Good. So that makes it a lot more fun too.
Yeah.
Right. And then if they start throwing all these, hey, Mike, hit the C gap on this play. Right? Yeah, okay. So that's pretty cool. That's cool. So now we went up to, I didn't mean to step back on the DR game, but I wanted to have a general idea. I'm just curious as a coach. You know what I mean? Now we're done with DR. We're back up to
Somerset.
How were they in between the line of scrimmage? Were they chopping?
Well, they run that double wing offense, which is
so they hit their foot to foot, almost
yeah,
foot
it's a
to foot.
pain in the neck.
Right, and if you discover it, the idea with the how you hide. If you hide it right, you can get away with murder out there.
Oh yeah.
Especially, did they have a lot of outside speed?
Yeah, they had a couple guys that could really run.
Right.
So we knew we had to contain that on the outside too.
So the
especially.
ends had more responsibility. Did they cheat? Did they soft foot over more? The ends? Did they give it like a half a step out to read or?
Yeah, well, we had like 2 outside linebackers as well out there.
All right. So
Yeah.
But how were they lined up on the ends? Were you guys like shadowing each other's shoulders on the ends, the outside backers?
Yeah, they were just shadowing their like outside shoulder
Right.
with their inside, so
Okay.
they had their outside arm free.
Excellent. So they could shimmy if they had to.
Yeah.
Okay. So if they wanted to rip through, they could rip through. Okay, that's pretty cool. So that made it easy to read too.
Yeah.
And then you just cleaned it up. right? Am I saying that? Does that sound right? So you just had to, don't you follow the ball and you could see them. Were they more of a submarine type of blocking? Did they try to take you guys out low on the line?
Yeah, they cut a lot on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they disguised it as blocking low, but they're
Yeah.
actually chopping.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's not bad. Well, it's not good, but at least you guys were able to read it.
Yeah.
Now, how did that game go? Let's go a step back a little bit further. How did that game go at the half? What was the score?
At halftime, it was 14-0.
14-0, you guys?
Yeah.
And what did you want to work on going into the second half?
Second half, well, they started to change up their offense
Yeah.
towards the end of the first half. So we kind of, at halftime, we picked up on that and changed up the defense of what we were going to adjust to.
Yeah.
Because they did like a shift over where they moved one of their tackles to the other side, so they overloaded one side.
Oh, so they're an outside tackle on one
Yeah.
side?
So we knew we had to, on defense, make the call. So we did a shift, and everyone moved over, and then we had like their guard become the center almost. So we lined up the nose guard on him.
Oh, I
and
see.
I was right behind him.
Right.
We just shifted everything
And
over.
you were shading the nose.
Yeah.
Right? And just going off. Were you shading shoulder to shoulder, depending on what the strong side was? Or that's it, just
Yeah, I
stay
just kinda,
stacked?
when we played linebacker, we mostly just read, the triangle, just the center to guards. We read that, so whatever the guards do, or whatever the center does, if they pull, we move with them because
Yeah,
we know
you
they're
soft step over.
Yeah,
and
they're not going to
react.
we knew they weren't going to do any false pulls. So if you just make your reads, it's going to take you right to the ball.
Hey, how did you like the hula films? Did you guys do a lot of that huddle films, the huddle films?
Yeah.
Did you like that? Do you think that helped?
Yeah, I love that because every kid on the team has their own account, so they
Yeah.
just watch the games whenever you want, just to key their offense.
That's good. I thought that was one of the better things they do. What they do is you probably saw that, Mom. They get to watch the other team. But back in the day, we'd have to sit in a conference
Yeah.
room, and that'd be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of course, getting yelled at practice because I'm not paying attention. But now you guys have that. So did you get together with your friends? Is how you guys did it? You get together with your buddies, probably seniors, even junior classmen. Say, hey, let's check the game out. We'll buy
Yeah.
some pizza on Ma, and some soda, and then we'll just watch the game. Is that pretty much how you guys did it?
Yeah, and a lot of kids too. They go on the computers during school, so they kind of
Did they get in trouble?
No. Yeah. So
As long as their classwork was done, they could do it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Hey, now you just brought up another thing about school. Every now and then, when I have a privilege of having you and other athletes in or other high school programs, I'm always curious on how different schools police academics. Because academics, and I mentioned about you being a good young man and doing what you have to do to stay on the team. You also know, and you know this better than anybody because you went to the school and you played for the school, how the academics were policed for you guys, so you didn't, you didn't break any rules. You kept your GPA up. Could you elaborate on that a little bit? How they do that over at Dartmouth High School?
yeah, I think Dartmouth's just a fantastic school academically, and for athletes, you don't get any shortcuts. You're just treated just like every other kid does. So if you're not passing your class, you're not going to play.
Right.
That's the bottom line. So it kind of gave a lot of kids during in season during football and any other sport, the motivation to actually do your homework and pass the class, opposed to slacking off and then failing.
Right. So they didn't put up with any bull.
No.
It didn't matter if it was Jack McCabe or Johnny Smith.
Yeah, they
You
didn't
got-
care who you were.
Right. Right. So you had it, but they probably reminded you and said, "Hey, knucklehead, I just got this from
Yeah.
the teacher.
Yeah,
your
coaches
mom's
were
gonna
always
get it."
on us,
Right.
yeah.
So good. That's good. That's good to hear because you hear different stories from different schools, and sometimes when you hear the stories, it's like that doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right, but maybe it is. I don't know because I'm not there. But it's good to hear that Dartmouth and these other schools you brought in, that they stay on top of you guys like they should, because now you're learning as a senior, and your mother probably told you this when you were in middle school, that grades are important and knowledge is power, and you get the knowledge from going to school. All right, cool. We're going to step away. We'll take our last break. This hour's flying by. You are listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk and watching 4 Deep Sports Talk on our website connection, our internet connection on 4deepsportstalk.com. We have Jack McCabe from Dartmouth High School. He's a 2015 Otto Graham Award winner and Super Bowl winner. We'll be right back.
Do you have projects that need to get done around the house but you find yourself procrastinating? Why not stop in at Whittington Hardware where we can help you from start to finish? Maybe you plan to paint the kitchen or living room or want to give your bathroom a facelift before the holidays arrive. We are known for our paint department located in the lower level of our store, and we do high-tech computer color matching. Or perhaps you need to make a few minor repairs or improvements to walls, doors, faucets, flooring, woodwork, etc. We have an experienced and knowledgeable staff eager to help you quickly find the supplies that you need. You name it and we've got it. Our goal is to make things easy for you. We are located at 348 Bay Street in Taunton, and we have a parking spot close to the door just for you. The next time you head out the door to the hardware store, think of Whittington Hardware Store. Open 7 days a week for your convenience. The hours are 7 to 6, Monday through Friday, 7 to 4 on Saturdays, and 10 to 4 on Sundays. We have a proven track record and exceptional customer satisfaction, as we have been voted the best of the best hardware store by the readers of the Taunton Gazette for 9 years. So come on by, where we are ready to help with the neighborly service you deserve.
Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night to a cold house with no heat, or come home to a flood in the basement because your hot water heater burst? If this were to happen to you today, would you know who to call? Well, we hope this never happens to you. But if it does, you should know you can always count on Anytime Plumbing and Heating for fast, reliable service. Anytime Plumbing has an emergency response technician available 24/7, ready to help when the need arises. So you can relax and know we are only a phone call away. We'll fix the problem and have your heating system up and running in no time.
With an experienced and knowledgeable crew, you can trust Anytime Plumbing. Licensed and fully insured, we stand behind our work and are proud members of the Better Business Bureau. And of course, we will provide you with a free estimate so that there are never any hidden surprises. If you are looking for fast, reliable service, fair pricing, and your satisfaction guaranteed, look no further than Anytime Plumbing and Heating.
And if your heater dies in the middle of a cold winter's night, know that you can always count on Anytime Plumbing and Heating. We are here for you 24/7. Just call 508-880-2800. That's 508-880-2800, Anytime Plumbing and Heating. Drivers in Massachusetts have a lot to think about as their auto policies come up for renewal. Since each insurance company sets their own rates and decides which discounts and credits it will offer drivers, the right choice could mean the difference of hundreds of dollars in your pocket.
As always, at Carrera Insurance, we continue to go that extra mile to choose the best company for each individual, providing a combination of excellent coverages and multiple discounts and credits to work to our customers' best advantage.
If competitive rates and services are what you want, the Carrera Insurance Agency is where you want to be. Voted best of the best in the Greater Taunton area for the last 9 years in a row, our goal at Carrera Insurance is to get you the best policy for the best price with the best company and give you the best service in the area. After all, that's why we were voted best of the best.
So if low rates and quality coverage matter to you, give Carrera Insurance a call at 508-822-2999, and we will be happy to give you a no-obligation quote for comparison. Again, that's 508-822-2999, or stop by our office located at 123 Broadway in Taunton, or visit us on the web at www.carrerainsurance.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Hi, this is Ed Noddle, former manager of the Brockton Rocks.
Hi, this is City Councilor Dennis DiNapoli, Ward 5.
Hi, this is Brockton Mayor Bill Carpenter, and you're listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk
On 1530 WVBF.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to 4 Deep Sports Talk. You can call in at 508-822-1106. We are highlighting the 2015 Otto Graham Award winner, Jack McCabe from Dartmouth High School. And now let's talk about the Super Bowl team. We were digging into it. I don't think Mom was listening at all. We talked about what team did we leave off on. We left off with the Somerset. Now we're in the Somerset game. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about that. How'd that game? What was the score of that game? I'm sorry.
14-0.
14-0. Mm-hmm. Any challenge at all?
Well, because obviously, like we were saying, that double wing offense.
Again?
Yeah.
Were they more of an open double wing or a closed-in double wing?
They were like really, really tight.
Just like a pamphlet. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Foot to foot, same deception. And did you change the ends? Did you guys change the ends on that? As far as how you looked, how you read that? You know how they that superpower, they do the pitch, and the quarterback goes with the measure. Did you guys work it? Well, yeah, actually, that worked out perfect because you had a Ponic where you get DR as a tune-up, then you walked into Somerset. It's almost like taking candy from a baby. You guys were all set. Uh-huh. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So now after the Somerset game, you guys went
against Walpole, and that was the South Finals. South
Finals. And what did the Rebels give you for trouble?
We knew they were a really, really tough team. They were undefeated at the time.
Yeah.
Just like Somerset was, actually.
Right.
And, they had a lot of good running backs, a really good wide receiver. So we knew we had a big game ahead of us. So I think, that entire week of practice, we really, really worked hard, doing every single thing we could just to get a slight advantage.
Repetition. And what was the final score of that game?
Final score was 17-14.
Whoa, whoa, that's crazy. I know we mentioned it during the season, but I don't remember because I don't have the MIA bracket up. And it's good that you refresh everybody about how good you did, how you guys did. So now you win that, you get the South Sectional plaque. They get the runner-up plaque for the South Sectional. We actually had the privilege of covering Middleborough, and I was covering Middleborough on our sister station, 88.5 FM, and they played Holliston. Holliston was just too quick. But Middleborough, now they're getting everybody back to another story for another day. So this is awesome. So now you're on your way to Gillette, and you guys played
Melrose.
Melrose. What were you worried about Melrose?
Well, they won their North final against Tewksbury, who won the Super Bowl last year.
Yep.
So we knew, that kind of proved themselves right then and there, that they just beat a really good football team. So we knew throughout the whole entire season, we were the underdog going into every single game, basically.
Right. You had to prove yourselves.
Yeah. So same thing right there in practice. We had to work hard the entire week, because this was the biggest game of our lives, basically, that we were about to go into. So, we were about to have no regrets, leave everything out there on the field, and just do what we could.
There you go. And the final score was?
14-7.
Another close game.
Yeah.
Another great close-up game. When did it set in that you were the Super Bowl champions? For you?
For me, I didn't really think it sat in until, a couple months later when I realized I'm never going to play a high school football game in my life
And then you
again.
thought about the games you played, regular season, how the playoff went, playing in Gillette, which was totally awesome, I bet, right? That must have been cool. Hey, so where did they put you guys? Did they put you guys in the locker room with the Patriots, or they just put you guys off to the side?
No, we at halftime, we actually went into the UMass Amherst locker room.
Oh, okay.
Because they play some of their games there.
Right.
So they had their own locker room.
So they let you use that, and it was
Yeah.
pretty much empty, right? Okay, cool. That's pretty cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Now, how was the crowd?
It was pretty big. It was amazing. I think, when you're on the field, the biggest thing was like the Jumbotron up front. That was really distracting,
I know, right? You're looking at like the pros. Hey, that was me up there. That's pretty cool. No, we didn't have that when I was young. That is awesome. All right, this went so fast. I want to make sure you get your shout outs out to anybody. I know Mom's here, thank God. Who do you want to shout out to?
I think my teammates, obviously, from
any nicknames you want to shout out there for teammates, you'll be more than happy. Jarawa, pal.
Well, we got my game captains, basically, for the entire playoffs were Logan Crane, big part of this season. Cheeks, his real name's Jacob.
Yeah.
Marley Dembitsky, his real name's Robert. That's just his middle name.
That's fine.
Then we got our quarterback, Blaine Almeida, and then our other quarterback, running quarterback, Maple Parlin. And then we had some juniors that were big keys on the team, like Matt Craig, Sean Smilak, Chris Martin, our running back. And then we had some, I would say unsung heroes on the team, like Seth Oliveira, Nate DeMello, Tristan Vieira. We called him Bug. Yeah, that's about it.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Whatever comes to mind. You're the one that has to go home and answer why you didn't mention my name on the radio.
Yeah.
Dang it. No pressure. What was the other one? Oh, your brother?
He didn't play.
Oh, he didn't play?
No.
Is he playing ball now?
Yeah.
He's playing football.
Yeah.
And now let's before we step away, let's talk about real fast 7-7 baseball program. Right there in the playoff, itching to get into the South Sectional finals. And let's tell our fans where we playing our next game.
We were playing Barnstable senior night.
At home?
Yes.
Obviously senior night. I'm senior night. I'll be all right. Then your last game is
against Fairhaven.
And if everything goes well, we're in the sectionals. And then we'll find out where we're placed. Right?
Yes.
I want to thank you. You're a good kid. It was nice to meet you. Finally. I'm finally glad we finally got this squared out. It was nice to meet your mom. And you can check this out, when you get home. Once I get it all squared away, I'll text your mom, let her know it's all set on the website. For Brian Barad, Lucas Saunders will hopefully be here next weekend. I'm Dominic Damiano. We hope you enjoyed this hour of 4 Deep Sports Talk as we covered Dartmouth High School, the Super Bowl champs, and the 2015 Otto Graham Award winner, Jack McCabe again from Dartmouth High School. We will catch you next time. Everyone have a fantastic weekend.
Today's 4 Deep Sports Talk is brought to you in part by the TMLP, your hometown power company.